Recording in progress.
I'd like to call this council meeting together to order, I should say. We'll do it together. I'd like to welcome everybody here this afternoon. And I would ask anybody that's speaking, please speak into the mic and give your name. So we'll move right into our meeting. I'd like to report out of closed. Got a resolution moved by Councillor Dirksen, second by Councillor Gunson. The council receives the closed session report regarding personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal employees, as information. All in favor of the motion? It's carried. Thank you. Got a motion resolution moved by Councillor Potnovich, second by Councillor Elliott, that the minutes of the town of Minto, June 16th, 2026 closed session meeting, June 16th, 2026 regular council meeting, and July 8th, 2026 special council meeting be approved. All in favor of that motion? So we're going to change our agenda a little bit here today, if you folks don't mind. We're going to go ahead, Mr.
I'm just going to move a resolution that the Council of the Town of Minto amend the agenda to move agenda item 10A, delegation of local athletes representing Team Canada at the World Junior Kickboxing Championships in Italy in September, up to be considered prior to item 7, resolution moving council into committee of adjustment. And I would move that.
Thank you, Councillor Gunson. Can we have a seconder, please? Deputy Mayor Anderson. Everybody understands what we're going to do here. If we pass this motion, all in favor of the motion? That's carried. Thank you. So we do have 3 young athletes here today. I'm going to introduce all 3 of them, tell the world a little bit about you guys, and then I'm going to ask the 3 is to come to the front and we'll have a presentation. So top on the list here, this is random order. Weston Dirksen. Weston is an accomplished martial artist and leader with over 20 competitive bouts and a distinguished record that includes 2 national championships, 2 Ontario Winter Games championships, and a second Dan black belt in Taekwondo. His dedication, discipline, and sportsmanship make him an outstanding ambassador for his sport. Weston. Grayson Veach. Despite being one of the newest members of the Rise Fight team, Grayson has demonstrated exceptional talent, determination, and rapid success in competition. His selection to Team Canada for the World Junior Kickboxing Championships in Jesolo, Italy is a significant achievement and a testament to his hard work and potential. Grayson. Bart Lambido. Bart has established himself as a standout young athlete through his skill, dedication, and competitive success. A 2-time national champion and North American Open bronze medalist. He has earned the opportunity to represent Team Canada at the World Junior Kickboxing Championships in Jesolo, Italy, bringing pride to his sport. On behalf of the council and the entire community, we congratulate Weston, Grayson, and Bart for their outstanding accomplishments and for representing our community with excellence on provincial, national, and international stages. We are proud of the commitment, perseverance, and sportsmanship they have demonstrated, and we are honored to support them as they continue to pursue excellence and represent our community with pride on the international stage. I was standing back at the door when you 3 gentlemen walked in the door, and you seen, I think your coach was sitting here, and one of you said, "What are you doing here?" I assume he spends a lot of time with you gentlemen, as well as your parents. And I honestly know which one's more important to you. Your coach and your parents, I'm talking. They're both very important. So Weston, Art, Grayson, you don't mind coming up to the front here, please? I'd like to present you with something and wish you all the best in your trip. Yeah, so again, on behalf of council and the town of Minto, just like to congratulate you guys. Um, it's pretty amazing. You can win a golf game, you can win a tournament, you can win something in Wellington County, something in Minto, but to win a provincial or a Canadian, and now going for a world championship, you guys need to be extremely proud of yourself. And I mean that very sincerely. A lot of us don't win anything. I think I won an attitude award in high school one time. So if you want to just say something, if not, we'll have a picture and you're okay?
Thank you.
Okay, that's good. So we accept that. We just want to offer our good luck. Okay?
Thank you.
Get your fist up there, Dave.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
Somebody said, get your fist up.
Bert. Bert, little Bert.
Mhm.
World championship. Amazing. Okay. So, we have a resolution, moved by Councillor Zimmerman, seconded by Councillor Potnovitz, that the town of Minto Council convenes into committee of adjustment. All in favor of that motion? That's carried. So we have a public hearing today. It's MV 2026-05. It's WT Lands at 475 Main Street, Palmerston, Ontario, Main Street East. I'd like to call this public hearing to order and state that any decision reached by this committee today cannot be used to set a precedent. Each application considered by the committee is dealt with on its own merits, and no two applications are exactly the same. So the public meeting is to consider a minor variance application, MV 2026-05. It's WT Lands LP. And I'll ask our Secretary Treasurer for some information, please.
Thank you, Chair Turton. The property subject to the proposed minor variance application is legally described as Concession 1, Part Lot 19, and municipally known as 475 Main Street, East Palmerston. The subject property is approximately 0.66 hectares or 1.64 acres. The purpose and effect of the minor variance application is to seek relief from the maximum permitted accessory residential dwelling unit occupancy of the ground floor area of the rear portion of the main commercial building in the highway commercial zone. Section 17.6B of the Town of Minto Comprehensive Zoning Bylaw 01-86 as amended permits a maximum accessory residential use of 49% of the ground floor area to the rear portion of the main commercial building, whereas 57% is proposed. Additional relief may be requested at the meeting. The revised notices were mailed to the property owners within 200 feet or 60 meters of the subject property, as well as the applicable agencies on June 30th, 2026, and posted on the subject property on June 30th, 2026. Reports for council's review were attached from the town of Minto, Wellington County, and Source Water Protection.
Okay, so I'm going to ask our planning coordinator, Sam Haghai, to give us a report, please.
Thank you, Mayor Burton. Good afternoon, everyone, and members of council. And the application before the Committee of Adjustment concerns the property located at 475 Main Street, East Palmerston. The council may recall that a rezoning application was brought forward in September 2025 to permit the construction of a four-story mixed-use building with a total floor area of 1,433.5 square meter or 15,430.1 square feet. And
You
58
want to start
residential
again? Sorry,
units.
sorry, Sama. Quinn, do we want to start again? Okay.
Okay,
Sama, do you mind?
I'm gonna start.
Thank you.
The application before the Committee of Adjustment concerns the property located at 475 Main Street, East Palmerston. The council may recall that a rezoning application was brought forward in September 2025 to permit the construction of a four-story mixed-use building with a total floor area of 1,433.5 square meter or 15,430.5 square feet and 58 residential units. The applicant has since revised the proposal by reducing the overall building floor area to 8,061.8 square meter or 9,276 square feet and reducing the number of residential units to 36. The property is on C2-55, which means highway commercial site specific, which permits commercial uses with limited residential spaces at the street level. The revised proposal includes an increased amount of ground floor residential space located at the rear of the commercial building, requiring a minor variance. The zoning bylaw currently permits a maximum of 49% of the ground floor area to be used for residential purposes, which equates to 422.2 square meter or 4,544.5 square feet. And the applicant is requesting permission to increase the residential portion of the ground floor to 57%, representing 491.2 square meter or 5,287.2 square feet. The application was circulated to relevant agencies, including the County of Wellington, Source Water Protection Authority, and Minto Valley Conservation Area, as well as to property owners within 60 meter or 200 feet of the subject property. The county has reviewed the application and noted that the property is designated highway commercial, which permits mixed-use developments, including both commercial and residential use. And staff are satisfied that the proposed uses are compatible with the surrounding area and support the requested minor variance. Source Water Protection Authority noted that the property is located within source water protection area and is subject to the Mainland Valley Source Protection Plan. No concerns were identified. However, a risk management plan will be required for the property prior to the issuance of a building permit. The application meets the four tests for a minor variance under the Planning Act. It is considered minor in nature and maintains the general intent and purpose of both zoning bylaw and the official plan. If the council have any question for Terry and I, we will be happy to answer.
So if you don't mind hanging tight, we'll move along. We'll have all the questions at the end, if you don't mind. Do we have any representatives here from WT Lands? Nobody on video or audio? We do have, we have a gentleman, I think, wanting to speak on the application, John Ackermanis. I believe he's virtually.
Hi there, yes. After I got sent got a bit of an echo here. I did receive finally a copy of the PDF which shows the proposed plan, and I have shared this with some of the other residents here that are concerned about what is going on the back, and I guess with the overall reduction of the length of the building has actually been received a little more positively by a few of the people here. And but I only had one question left. I had a bunch of questions, but most of them were satisfied with the PDF. But it appears to be that on the north side of the property and the east side of the property, there's no longer a fence. Is that correct?
Terry, you understand the question, Sama?
Yeah, so in review of the site plan that's attached to Sama's report, it is still showing a fence between the residential property and this C2-55 property. So it is still there, John.
Okay, yeah, I was just looking more at the very opposite side of the property towards the farm. It looks like the fence that was originally there in the original diagram is now gone.
So that fence was not a required fence under our zoning bylaw, under the buffering provisions. So I can't recall actually if they proposed one originally or not, but it would still comply with their zoning.
Yeah, well, no, that's okay. I mean, that kind of opens up the view a bit more. That's what actually, that's a very positive thing if it's not there.
Any other questions, Mr. Ackermanis?
No, actually, I've got them all already answered that I had originally, and like I say, this has been a bit more positive on this particular change, and I assume if this all goes through, it'll be as the current proposed drawing will be.
And that is correct. The site plan that you would have been sent and the one attached to the report is the most current, and that's what's proposed to be constructed.
Great, that's excellent.
Okay, thank you very much for attending, Mr. Ackermanis. We appreciate your input. Going to move, if there's no further questions, John, we'll move along to our committee. Questions from our committee?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. All right, if there's no questions, fairly straightforward resolution. There's still no representation from WT Lands. I'm going to ask our Secretary Treasurer to have a positive resolution.
Thank you very much, Chair Turton. The motion I would put forward to the committee at this time is that the Town of Minto Committee of Adjustment approves the application by WT Land LP for the property legally described as Concession 1, Part Lot 19, and municipally known as 475 Main Street, East Palmerston, in the Town of Minto, seeking relief from Section 17(6)(b) to permit an increase in the maximum permitted accessory residential use area within the rear portion of the ground floor of the main commercial building in the highway commercial zone to 57%. And that's what I have.
Do we have a mover and a seconder, please? Thank you very much, Councillor Gunson, seconded by Councillor Potnovitz. Okay, so if there's no questions, I'm going to call the question. All in favor of this motion? That's carried. Thank you. Anyone wishing to receive a copy of the notice of decision of the Committee of Adjustment in respect to the minor variance application must make a written request to the clerk of the Town of Minto at 5941 Highway 89, Hairston, NOG 1ZO, or by email at annaline@town.minto.on.ca. I'd like to say, Terry Sama, it'd be really nice to see this construction happen. We've been working on this for what, 10 years?
Definitely not that long.
No?
It's been 2.5 to 3, but yeah, no, I'm glad it's starting to
Yeah.
progress, which is good.
Okay, so I'm going to officially adjourn this public hearing. Thank you very much. We're going to move along to get a resolution moved by Deputy Mayor Anderson, second by Councillor Dirksen, that Town of Minto Committee of Adjustment convene into Committee of the Whole. All in favor of the motion? That's carried. Thank you. So we're going to skip over our delegations, and we're going to have open forum, and we'll now begin open forum with up to 15 minutes for registered speakers to share concerns or information on matters of municipal interest. Those who signed the register may speak once for up to 3 minutes. Council will not make motions, decisions, or comments during open forum. All remarks must remain respectful, and issues outside town's jurisdiction, including matters that may conflict with human rights legislation, cannot be addressed. Thank you as we proceed with open forum. Do we have questions? Open forum today?
Hopefully anyone signed in.
Then we're gonna move along to correspondence. We've got, recommendation moved by Councillor Potnovich, seconded by Councillor Gunson, that the council receive the correspondence as information. We've quite a number of items on correspondence today from all over the province. We've got Maitland Valley Conservation minutes, OPP report, Joint Accessibility Advisory Committee report. Councillor Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mayor Turton. Through you, I would move that the council of the town of Minto hereby receives correspondence items H and L from Jim Dopfer for information purposes. And further, that the council of the town of Minto directs staff to provide responses to Mr. Dopfer's letters.
Thank you. Can I have a seconder? Deputy Mayor Anderson, thank you. Is there others that we want to pull out? Go ahead, Councillor Anderson.
I would like
Deputy Mayor
to-
Anderson, pardon me.
That's okay. I would like, oh, sorry. I would like to recognize, item D, I, and J, all of which are concerned with the funding formulas, for hospitals, both rural and larger hospitals, and the increasing emergency wait times and the detrimental effects this is having on the people who rely on emergency departments as their primary healthcare provider because of a lack of others. So there needs to be, I don't know whether we send a letter confirming all three. They're different topics, but they all basically deal with the same thing. There isn't enough funding, there's not enough staff, and we need some provincial guidelines and funding to enable proper staffing in these departments.
Annaline, how would you like to proceed on these
Thank
three?
you. Just give me 1 second.
Yep, go ahead.
If so, then we can have a motion just made that those three items are supported by the town mental council. And then I will send them off to the appropriate, people that they need to go to, if that's what we wish to do.
Perfect, that would be wonderful, thank you.
So that was D, I, and
J.
J. Okay,
So mover and a seconder.
okay,
I'll
can we have a
make that
seconder?
motion.
Thank you, Councillor Zimmerman. So we've got three motions here. We'll vote on the Deputy Mayor Anderson's motion. That is to exactly what Annaline said. Sorry, Councillor Potnovich.
Yes, I just want to mention with the Maitland Valley Conservation one, Mayor Turton. If there's any interest from council to have Phil Beard and Ed McGugan do a presentation on the amalgamation of conservation authorities, I think that'd be something that would be of interest to council.
Okay, do you want to put that in a motion as well?
Yes.
Okay, can we have a seconder on that one? Thank you, Deputy Mayor Anderson. So we've got three motions. So let's vote on Councillor Potnovich first to have Phil and Ed present to our council. Okay, all in favor of that motion? It's carried. Thank you. Then the second motion will be Deputy Mayor Anderson in reference to D, I, and J, supporting them, having our clerk write a letter or someone and send our thoughts on those. All in favor of that motion? It's carried as well. And the third one then is Councillor Zimmerman on H and I.
H&L.
Sorry, L, yeah, pardon me, L, H and L.
Yep.
And I'll ask our clerk if you want to, would you like to give your endorsement on this, or do we pass it and then, we pass it first?
I can speak to it if you like.
Okay, then why don't you speak to it, please?
Through Mayor Turton, two members of council. Mr. Dofer's letters and questions are certainly thoughtful and well written, and I'd be happy to respond to each and every one of them, and to him and directly, and I have a motion to do that.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor. Any other discussion? Hearing none? All in favor of the motion? That's carried. Thank you. And the final motion then is to vote on the rest of the correspondence. There's got to be a few there. So that motion is by Councillor Potnovitz and Councillor Gunson. All in favor of the rest of the correspondence? That's carried. Thank you. Okay, so we have some reports. I'll ask our Belinda Wick-Graham to report on the DEI committee minutes.
Thank you, Mayor
Please.
Turton. Is this mic working? We're gonna try it again. Yes,
No.
no. Sort. That's fine. Okay, thank you, Mayor Turton. These are the minutes from our June 18th DEI committee meeting. I'll just quickly go over some of the highlights. Lean Habash was back from the Gulf Wellington Local Immigration Partnership to tell us all about the strategy of the Welcoming Communities group that has now been launched, that we were a part of providing some input into, and looking forward to be a part of the actions that are in that plan, how we can ensure that those activities are happening here in our community. So the committee will discuss that further in September. Quinn attended the meeting to give us an update on the accessibility survey, and she's taking the results from that and our input to create the multi-year accessibility plan, and that'll be used to secure grants and other funding opportunities to help make our community more accessible. The Front Porch Food Drive is underway for October 3rd and currently in the process of recruiting volunteers to assist with that. So encourage you if you'd like to help us out that day or challenge other community groups too. It's going to be a good event to help our community out. On July 21st, a group of people from this committee are going to be traveling to Clinton to do a first impressions community exchange with an eye towards accessibility. And then sometime this summer, a group from there will come to Harriston to look at Harriston's accessibility and provide some feedback on that. We reviewed the action plan and provided updates, and then various reports were provided by community members, including Caitlin, who is the chair of the Pride in the Park event, suggesting it was a great, well-attended event. A bursary was provided to Elsie Bennett at the Norwell commencement, so congratulations to Elsie. Our committee member, Carrie Ammerman, was fundraising to raise an accessible van, and so the community has really come through for Carrie, and she now has an accessible van. Yeah, and we are busy preparing for the Black Heritage event in February, so that is all I have to report. If there's any questions.
Okay, the recommendation is moved by Councillor Elliott, seconded by Councillor Zimmerman, that the council receives the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee minutes of June 18th, 2026 as information and approves any recommendation contained therein. Questions for Belinda? How do we volunteer for the food drive? Did you say that, or was I not listening?
There is a link on our website, but also you can let me know and I can sign you up too.
Okay, so we're likely going to need motor vehicles, trucks, and
Yep.
people.
That's correct. Yep, people to go out and collect off the front porches of those leaving it out there, and then at the distribution center, boxing it up and distributing it as well. So more hands make lighter work.
So if somebody wants to donate an envelope with cash in, I'm sure they'll be on their front porch or.
Yeah, if they like leave their information with it, they can get a tax receipt making a donation to the food drive. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No questions? I'm going to call the question. All in favor of the motion? That's carried. Thank you, Belinda. So we're going to move to staff reports. We've got a plan 2026-013 part lot control extension to the Right Haven Homes, 182 Bridge Crescent, Palmerston. And I'll ask Sama to present this report, please.
Thank you, Mayor Thurston. This one will be a short one. This report is regarding the portal control extension for the Right Haven development, which was on the June 2nd council meeting. At this time, the bylaw has brought to the council for their consideration and for the extended portal control for another 36 months to help the owner to sell the units.
Okay. The motion recommendation moved by Councillor Dirksen, second by Councillor Gunson, that the Council of the Town of Minto hereby receives report PLN 2026-013, PLC 2023-03, Right Haven Homes for lands being Block 26, Plan 61M-222, more particularly described as Parts 1 to 23 inclusive, according to the reference Plan 61R 22495, Town of Minto, County of Wellington, with municipal address of 182 Bridge Crescent in the Town of Minto for information. Further, that the Council of the Town of Minto considers passing a bylaw in open session. Questions for Sama? No questions? Okay. Then I'm going to call the question. All in favor of this resolution? It's carried. Thank you. And I'm going to pass the chair to Councillor Gunson.
Thanks, Mayor Turton. We have one report today, and it's to appoint an engineer for Drain 62, and Ryan is here to present the report.
Thank you, Councillor Gunson. This report is to address two requests for improvement to Municipal Drain 62 received by town staff under Section 78 of the Drainage Act. The requests were submitted from two separate owners, one looking to tile his agricultural property and another to wanting to relocate a portion of the drain away from his residence. Municipal Drain 62 services a small watershed of approximately 49 acres, which consists of 3 agricultural properties, all under one ownership, and some residential properties along Wellington Road 2. Records indicate that the original construction under the drain was originally construction under a drain report from 1964, and the tile drain system outlets into municipal drain Coon Creek. To address these requests for improvements, a qualified engineer shall conduct a detailed study to evaluate the drain's capacity, condition, and alignment, and provide recommendations that include designs, cost estimates, landowners, assessments, and timelines in accordance with the Section 78 of the Drainage Act. This process requires that all the affected property owners and stakeholders be notified of this process and given the opportunity to include improvements of their own if deemed necessary. All costs associated with this project will be assessed to landowners, utilities, and road authorities in accordance with the Drainage Act. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thanks, Ryan. I'll read the recommendation. Moved by Councillor Podnowitz, second by Councillor Elliott, that the Council of the Town of Minto hereby receives report PW 2026-028 Municipal Drain 62 Improvement Request prepared by the Drainage Superintendent for information purposes. And further, that the Council of the Town of Minto supports proceeding with the drainage works and instructs the clerk to prepare and send the required notifications under Section 78(1) of the Drainage Act. And further, that the Council of the Town of Minto appoints Spread Associate Architects and Consulting Engineers pending the required 30-day notice period to carry out the works prescribed under Section 78 of the Drainage Act. Any questions for Ryan? Gonna be quick. Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Thank you. That's passed. Thank you, Ryan. And I'm going to pass the chair to Councillor Dirksen.
Thank you, Councillor Gunson. And we have one item on the finance agenda this afternoon, and I'm going to turn it over to our, wait a minute, I have to think of your name. I know your name. Our Community Services what is it? Director, Matt Lubers. I'm terrible with titles. This is Matthew Lubers. Take it away, Matt.
Thanks, Councillor Dirksen. So in early June, Treasurer Duff and I were made aware of a grant opportunity that came with a tight turnaround, with applications being due on August the 6th. And when reviewing possible projects, the refrigeration equipment at the Palmerston Arena was identified as a worthwhile initiative. So what we're hoping to do is apply for the grant with your permission and try and consolidate 2 to 4 years worth of projects that we've got on the radar for now until 2030 and try and get 50% funding for it. It's a very competitive process. Again, I know we've had some success in the past and not so much success. So it's It's worth a shot, and it would be great if we can get 50 cents on the dollar for these items.
Okay. Thank you, Matt. Are there any questions?
Thank
Uh,
you,
Mayor
Chair. Would the new system still be ammonia?
So through Councillor Dirksen, there are a couple of different technologies out there. Around here, it's pretty much strictly ammonia systems with brine underneath the floor. Some other places in the city are experimenting with different types of refrigerant, but we would kind of keep the door open, but it depends on the price and how much retrofitting you might need to do.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have a question. Is there any way, if we were to be successful, is there any value in any of the equipment that would be taken out to be used, for instance, in Hairston?
That's a good question because we have moved some pieces in the past just because of its age. With what we'd be looking to do at Palmerston, no, the only thing maybe the compressors, but everything else is getting closer to end of life. So most likely anything that we do through the grant would be scrapped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
One
Mayor Turton.
other question, the timelines on this, talking April 1st, 2027, when the ice goes out, if we're fortunate. And if we're not fortunate, there'll still be capital items for 2027 to do.
That's correct. Yes, we do have some items that will be part of the 2027 capital budget process. It wouldn't be everything we would do through the grant. We would have to stretch it over a period of time, but yeah, we'd still need to replace some items.
Councillor Elliott.
Matt, with the new compressor and such like, will we be able to keep ice in a lot longer if we needed to, or is it still going to be a problem keeping it in warmer weather?
Through Councillor Dirksen, it still we wouldn't be able to extend the season at Palmerston just because underneath the floor we don't have any heat, so we do have to give it adequate time for the frost to come out at the end of each ice season. So realistically, September to April is about as much as we can do at Palmerston. And Hairston, it's a floating floor, so you could keep ice in 12 months if you wanted to.
Always something to learn. Okay. I'm going to read the recommendation that the council of the town, moved by Deputy Mayor Anderson, seconded by Councillor Zimmerman, that the council of the town of Minto hereby receives report finance 2026-019, Build Community Strong Fund, the BCSF, prepared by the Treasurer and Director of Community Services for information purposes, and further that the council of the town of Minto direct staff to prepare and submit an application to this program. Calling question. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Okay, carries. Thank you, and I'll turn the chair back to Mayor Turton.
Okay, so we're at announcements. Councillor Dirksen, would you like to begin?
Sure. First, some events that happened and how great they were. The Clifford Carnival, these aren't in any order, but the Clifford Carnival was on Saturday. It was a great event. So thanks to the community and our staff. I don't know whether people realize how much our staff help out with these events, but they're always there working away. So a lot of hard work to pull the day together. The weather was perfect and everyone seemed to be having a great time. And I'm sure that Councillor Zimmerman might have more to say about this event. June 30th, the Crossroads Life Church hosted their annual fireworks. They had a great evening with kids entertainment, etc. So thanks to them for providing this wonderful display for our community. And this past Sunday evening, the Drew Community Center Board held their annual pork chop barbecue. It was well attended, sold out as usual, and Drew and Bria Moore provided the entertainment. Also perfect weather. And upcoming, the Grey Wellington Theatre Guild Summer Youth Theatre is working hard on learning their lines and all things theater. And they will be presenting the play Remain Calm, which is written by Megan Raftis, on July 24th, 25th, and 26th. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you, Councillor Dirksen. Councillor Zimmerman.
Well, thank you, Mayor Turton. As Councillor Dirksen stated, Clifford Carnival was on Saturday, and I just want to take this opportunity to send out an entire thank you, or a thank you to the entire Clifford Connects committee and the volunteers that aren't part of the committee, but volunteered to help. Just another amazing event in a community that's pretty tight together, and it was a fun day for sure. And yes, indeed, a shout out to our town staff for assisting with everything, setting up the detour routes, bringing the tables and chairs, and of course, cleaning up after the event. That's kind of the tail end of the stuff. So we've had some positive comments, some negative, and we've already started chatting about what's going to happen for next year. So stay tuned. It's hard to beat each year, but we keep trying. So anyway, and then just one other upcoming thing, since our council meeting will be after the event. Saturday, August 8th, Harrison Rising is hosting their annual downtown street party. And that's going to run from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. There's a little twist this year because of the construction in town. The Lower Street is not going to be closed like it normally is. So things are going to happen on Queen Street South from Arthur Street to Mark Lane Street. That's going to accommodate the Leslie Motors Classic Car Show and the Harrison Historical Society Barbecue. And then Maitland Street is going to be turned into the kids zone with all kinds of crazy things to do. Makers Market, like, just come on out. There's also going to be food vendors throughout the downtown core, plus more activities in Tannery Park and the Cenotaph. And I know the Legion is doing a breakfast that morning. So check online for all the information and come on and have a good time. And it'll be perfect weather again.
Thank you, Councillor Zimmerman. Deputy Mayor Anderson.
Thank you, Mayor Turton. I don't really have any upcoming events other than to comment on what's been going on in Clifford and in the community. Clifford's been a happening place with the truck
Absolutely.
show and the kite festival and everything else. Great turnouts, great weather so far for most of them, but be careful in that heat, people. It is really hot, sticky out there. People need to keep their fluids up. It's not, especially as we get a little more mature. It's you need to be careful when you're out there in the heat. But that's all. Just my caution, because the immersion departments are too busy.
As you mature.
Yes.
Thank you. That was your point.
Well, mature
Yeah.
and babies.
Councillor Elliott, you're next.
I just wrote something down. I can't believe it. The tractor pull in Palmerston, I believe it's July 25th. And we're down a few tractors this year because part of our group, John Deere people, aren't going to be this year, but they're expecting a big turnout for people to come, and it usually is anyway. So be there, enjoy yourselves. It's a great thing. You bring your earplugs in for the big tractors. They really rip. This Saturday, Home Hardware in Palmerston are having a reopening. Got new owners, Gary and Wendy are retiring. And so we have new owners. I think they're originally from Elmira. They're quite excited about being here. Wendy has told me that they're wonderful people. There's going to be hamburgers and hot dogs that the Lions are barbecuing for them. And so if you get a chance to come out, we'll welcome our new members to our community. Really glad to have them aboard. Okay.
Thank you, Councillor Elliott. Councillor Pontovitz.
Councillor Elliott stole all mine.
So next council meeting, we'll let you go first. Ahead of Councillor Elliott. Go ahead, Councillor Gunson.
I have nothing. Thank you, though.
Okay, thank you. I just got a couple small things. On Saturday morning, we had a grand opening on Lower Street in Clifford. We had easy flip garage doors. They've really transformed that store space into something really, really nice. It's very interesting to see what they've done in there, and there was a lot of people in through the doors during Saturday, and they were very well received. So I asked everybody to go up and see our newest business. And I know that everybody is well aware of what's happening in Palmerston and Hairston, and it's construction season. And everyone seems to be in a big hurry to go wherever they're going. And I think the combination of speed and in a hurry, it's caused a lot of chaos in especially downtown Hairston. We have a detour coming in from Arthur Street from the west coming in, and some of our people are using alternate opportunities to go down back streets, and it's generating a lot of chaos. So, and I know it's not likely our Minto people. There's a lot of people go through Hairston, Clifford, Palmerston to the beaches, and so all I'm asking is to stay calm, and you'll get there eventually. I know it's easy to say, and we have Palmerston. We have lights up. It's these are roads that we have to do. They've been on the our schedule, our capital schedule for a number of years, and our contractors are working very diligently to accommodate people, and they're doing a great job, but we need to slow down and stay calm. Not sure if that'll happen. So far, so good. So if you read the detour, it's better off to go the detour route than try to cut corners. Okay. All right, so next thing is we have a resolution moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Dirksen, that the committee of the whole convenes into regular council. All in favor of the motion? That's carried. We have some adoptions. Resolution moved by Councillor Zimmerman, second by Councillor Potnovitz, that the Council of the Town of Minto ratifies the motions made in committee of the whole. All in favor of that motion? That's carried. The part lot control extension moved by Councillor Gunson, second by Councillor Dirksen, that bylaw 2026-035 be read a first, second, and third time and passed in open council and sealed with the seal of the corporation. All in favor of the motion? That's carried. Thank you. Confirmatory moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Potnovitz, that bylaw 2026-036 to confirm actions of the council of the corporation of the town of Minto respecting a meeting held July 14th be read a third time and passed in open council, sealed the seal of the corporation.
Sorry,
All in
through,
favor-
if I can say,
Pardon me?
read a first, second, third time, I think that was just a typo. If I can just have that
Okay.
change to be read a first, second, third time.
Councillor Elliott, Councillor Potnovitz, are we okay with making that change?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So it will read bylaw 2026-036 to confirm actions of the council of the corporation of the town of Minto respecting a meeting held July 14th, 2026. Be read a first, second, and third time. Passed in open council, seal the corporation. All in favor of the motion? That's carried. Thank you. And we have an adjournment. Resolution moved by Deputy Mayor Anderson, second by Councillor Dirksen. Council of the Town of Minto adjourned to meet again at the call of the mayor. All in favor of the motion? Thank you very much. Very productive.